Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. So I wanted to seek the blessings of Radha, Shyam Sundar Radha Madhav, Krishna Balaram, Bal Gopal, Gonitai, Srila Prabhupada, and the assembled Guru Maharaj and the assembled devotees. So we stopped yesterday at Yamlok, and we were going to continue to the descriptions of hell as described in the Srimad Bhagavatam 6th canto, 26th chapter. 28 types of hell are described. And the reason we want to just briefly, we don't meditate on this too long, but it's important to just be aware of places we definitely don't want to go to. So this is quite an interesting picture. So there's Tamisra, a person who steals another. Yes, Daniman.
Yes, Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Now, just one thing from yesterday. Thing is, we try to live our life as per our karmas, and as the best thing that we can do for our preparation for the next journey, being in the little bit of a Krishna consciousness. So a little bit sort of felt not said yes, that when the soul departs, then if other people don't do the things as per the scriptures, then the soul has to suffer. Or something like if you don't do the kriya post after death kriya properly, barmu, termu, etc. Every month, as you say, something has to be done. Nobody does that now. So that was a little bit of shock.
It is. It's a failing of a duty of the younger generation, only because they haven't necessarily been taught about how important it is. Yes, you're right. It is sad. It is very sad, actually. For the devotee, we don't want to take anything for granted, but if we are trying our best to link with the Lord, then his protection will always be there. However, as you said, when the person passes, the soul passes away from the body, he has to suffer his karma. We can assist that soul's journey to the next place through the kriya, as you said, through the offerings of the different items, so that he gets some relief on the way. But essentially, the burden is still on the Atma, because he's done the karma. However, when the family helps in this way, it's considered, very pious activity. And unfortunately, as you said, because of lack of education, lack of faith, lack of trust in the scriptures, this tradition has pretty much died, unfortunately. There's maybe some pockets of it left here and there. I was very gratified when Sam, the black body devotee from Ghana, came and we did the Pindan, the Shad in Haridwar and then Gaya. Because he has a very good understanding that I need to do something for my ancestors. It's incumbent on me to do something. If nobody else is going to do, I will do. And this is good attitude, great attitude, in fact. So, but yeah, you're right. You're right.
So when we go to Gaya and we do the Pindan, etc., that is for our ancestors. But no, if nobody does it for us, then we still have to go through the passage, isn't it? The journey.
You won't.
No, I'm just saying generally.
Generally, yes, but because in your particular case, you're so fixed. It's very gratifying to know that. It's very good to see that. You don't have any ulterior motives. You don't have any selfishness. You're a giver. You just give. And why will the Lord not look after you? You will be definitely, even if there's no one to do anything, the Lord will do it. So, but what we can do, we can make provisions. If we know that, there's not going to be anybody to do something for us, and they should, then we can make provisions for that before we go. For example, we can request or advise or beg the a certain priest in a temple which you are very attached to, that upon my leaving, I would like you to do this on my behalf, for example.
Yeah.
Something like that. Or even like, sometimes we hear, oh, only men can do this, only the son can do this for the relatives. Actually, Sita Mata did it for Dashrath Maharaj. So
Yes.
please, don't don't insult Sanatan Dharma in this way. It's not restricted in any way. It's so encompassing. Uh,
Yes.
so, but there are definitely ways, like, for example, in your case, you've donated Gomata. You've already made provision for the next journey, if you like, just by donating Gomata. It's such a big event, big punya karma. You've guaranteed yourself from away from the nasty path. So there are things we can do.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
Okay.
there are things.
Okay. Thanks, Prabhuji. I think we should have a bit of a session on that.
Yes, it's actually, you're right. It's worth noting down what are the different things that we can do now.
Yes. Now.
Help us on the journey in the future. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks, Prabhuji. Hare
Thank
Krishna.
you. Thank you, Nanivan. Madhuban? You must be muted, Madhuban.
I want to share one thing
Yes.
related to this story. My Mamiji, we call Mamiji, she came to stay with us for a few days. And look, this story is about 10 years back I'm talking about. And she believed in Swaminarayan. She used to believe in Swaminarayan religions. And that time she had some problem with her brother-in-law or all of relation, something relation. I don't remember exactly what relation there between. And he was not well. And my husband and we were going to see them. And my mommy just said, I'll come with you. So I asked, are you sure? Because I knew that they don't even talk each other. So
Right.
she said, now I'm not a live person. I'm already died. So what did you say? And then she explained me the story. He says, Swaminarayan religious, their priest said that we are doing all ritual, whatever you need after the death, and they have to pay some money, I don't know. And I
Oh,
remember,
yeah. Okay.
I remember for that ritual they paid something 400-500 pound that time. And they did not only her, there is a 500-600 people all together, and they did in the temple, Swaminarayan temple, big, this all rituals. And after that they teach them that now anything happen in your life, bad thing, or anybody behave badly with you, you just think that we are not alive now, because your all all, all ritual is finished now. After you go, no, if anybody can't do, it's all you done yourself. Would it be right thing, before we died we do our ritual before ourselves?
I haven't heard this before, and I have to say, I like it. I like it
This is
because
really, this is true thing I'm talking about, because she told me that my house, I remember that 10 years back. Now she is not here anymore now, but she did everything in Swaminarayan temple.
see, I often joke like this, that yeah, I'm going to do everything for myself before I go, and joking apart, I think there's some merit. I think we just need to understand from the scriptural point of view. Is there anything in the scriptures which sort of backs this up? But I have to say, I do like the idea of doing this.
But my question is that in our this old book, old Puran or Ved or anywhere, did you find that things that we can do ourselves before we die?
Yes, there are certain things. Like one thing is like donating Gomata. Doing giving Gomata in charity gives a lot of relief later on in our journey. So there are things definitely given in the scriptures that one can do. But whether one can do, like the full ceremony on our own behalf before we go, that I haven't heard, not from the scriptures.
Actually, as you said yesterday, they donated so many things that time. You said
Umbrella.
bedsheet, umbrella,
Yeah.
and even uh, silver cow or gold cow, whoever
Can afford. Yeah.
This all that time they did. I remember that all things, but I don't know. I'm
I think
just.
there's some merit. I think there is merit here. We'd probably need to do a bit more research, and maybe, there are some very qualified priests in Bharat, and actually we have a qualified priest ourselves, who's quite close to us in the UK, and I will ask him actually, and
Yeah,
there's something that we
again,
can
yeah, that's
talk about.
good. Yeah, it's interesting to know.
It is very interesting. Now, thank you, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, so a person who steals another's money, wife, possessions is put into the hell known as Tamishra. Maharaurav, the animalistic person who lives simply in the bodily concept of life, is not excused. He's put into a hell known as Maharaurava. Andatamishra. A person who tricks somebody, enjoys his wife, is put into the extremely hellish condition known as Andatamishra. Sorry, just one second. Okay. Rav, a foolish person absorbed in bodily concept of life, who on the basis of this principle maintains himself or his wife and children by committing violence against other living entities, is put into the hell known as Rav. Now we do need to understand that this is not a permanent situation. This hellish planet is a place where one suffers for some time, little time, and then one is finished with that suffering. Kumbhipaka. There the animals he killed take birth as creatures called Rurus and cause great suffering for him. Those who kill different animals and birds and then cook them are put by the agents of Yamraj into the hell known as Kumbhipaka, where they are boiled in oil. Wow, that's heavy. That's heavy. Okay. Kalashutra. A person who kills a Brahman is put into a hell known as Kalashutra, where the land, perfectly level and made of copper, is as hot as an oven. The killer of Brahman burns in that land for many years. Sorry, just one second. I just need to deal with something. Yes, so killer Brahmin burns in that land for many years. Of course, killing anybody, killing animals, killing any person, especially one who is learned, like the Brahminical communities, is a pretty bad thing to do. Asipatravan, one who does not follow scripture injunctions, but who does everything whimsically or follows some rascal, is put into the hell known as Asipatravan. So doing things according to scripture injunctions is quite important. So sometimes we might think this is a good idea, but if it's just done whimsically, or we're just following somebody because we are attracted to them and not really understanding the basis of that, then that's a dangerous path to take as well. So we've got to be a little careful. But in this regard, what we are thinking about, perhaps doing some of the ceremonies before passing away, that is for the betterment of our situation. And the worst that can happen there is you're just doing some good pious karma, pious activity. Okay. Sukharamukha. A government official who poorly administers justice or who punishes an innocent man is taken by the assistance of Yamraj to the hell known as Sukharamukha, where he is mercilessly beaten. Andakupa. God has given advanced consciousness to the human being. Therefore, he can feel the sufferings and happiness of other living beings. The human being bereft of his consciousness, however, is prone to cause suffering for other living beings. The assistance of Yamraj puts such a person into the hell known as Andakupa, where he receives proper punishment from his victims. So, how we deal with others is so important. We may not be dealt with nicely ourselves, but how we deal, especially with the people who haven't dealt with us nicely, is very important. What's this? Krimi Bhojana. Any person who does not receive or feed a guest properly, but who personally enjoys eating, is put into the hell known as Krami Bhojana. There, an unlimited number of worms and insects continuously bite him. Sandamsha. A thief is put into a hell known as Sadamsha. Tapta Surmi, a person who has sexual relations with a woman who is not to be enjoyed, is put into the hell known as Tapta Surmi. Vrachakantaka Shalmali. A person who enjoys sexual relations with animals is put into the hell known as Vrajakantaka Shalmali. Vaitarani. Okay. A person born into an aristocratic or highly placed family, but who does not act accordingly, is put into the hellish trench of blood, pus, and urine called the Vaitarani river. So this is one that can be avoided by donating a cow. Puyoda, one who lives like an animal, is put into a hell called Puyoda. Pranarodha, a person who mercilessly kills animals in the forest without sanction, is put into the hell called Pranarodha. Vishasana, a person who kills animals in the name of religious sacrifice, is put into the hell named Vishasana. Many people perform various sacrifices, even authorized within the Vedas. Some animal sacrifices are authorized. But if they're just doing that to satisfy their tongue and belly, then that's really not a good place to be. Lala Baksha, a person who forces his wife to drink his semen, is put into the hell called Lala Baksha. Sarame Yadana, a person who sets fire or administers poison to kill someone, is put into the hell known as Sarameyadana. A vici, a person who earns his living by bearing false witness is put into the hell known as a vichi. Ayapana, a person addicted to drinking wine, is put into hell named Ayapana. Sharakardam, a person who violates etiquette by not showing proper respect to superiors, is put into the hell known as Sharakardam. Rakshogana Bhojan, person who sacrifices human beings to Bhairava, is put into the hell known as Rakshogana Bhojan. Shulaprota, a person who kills pet animals, is put into the hell called Shulaprota. Danda Shuka, person who gives trouble to others, is put into hell known as Danda Shuka. Avata Nirodhana, person who imprisons a living entity within a cave, is put into a hell known as Avata Nirodhana. Paryavartana, a person who shows unwarranted wrath towards a guest in his house, is put into hell called Paryavartana. Suchimukha, a person maddened by possessing riches, and thus deeply absorbed in thinking how to collect money, is put into hell known as Suchimukha. Wow, so these are the 28 hells. We can easily avoid the Yamadutas. Chant the holy names of the Lord, especially the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Everything of the Tulsi plant, leaves, flowers, fruits, roots, twigs, skin, and even the soil around is holy. The soul of a person, soul of a dead one, whose dead body is cremated using Tulsi twigs for firewood, would attain a permanent place in Vishnu Lok. So this is quite important. This is where we do need to train and educate our dependents, so that when we do die, when we leave this body, they at least do this: put Tulsi twig into the coffin. Even great sinners would be absolved of their sins if their dead bodies are cremated with Tulsi twigs. If at the time of death one thinks of God and mutters his name, and if his dead body is later cremated with Tulsi twigs, he would have no rebirths. Yamadutas would keep away from one whose dead body is cremated with Tulsi twigs, and servants of Vishnu would come near. If a light is burned for Vishnu with Tulsi stick, it would be equal to burning several thousands of lights for Vishnu. So when we do Aarti to the Lord, which we do every day, we offer a lamp, add a little piece of Tulsi twig to that. And we can offer that to the Supreme Lord, Shri Krishna, Vishnu. And that is as if we have lit thousands of lamps for Vishnu. Such a simple act, but what a huge consequence. Huge.
Sorry, Prabhuji, sorry disturbing you.
That's okay.
I couldn't understand before you said when you do the aarti,
So,
Tulsi,
हाँ
that time.
તમે હાલો દીવો ઓફ કરો ને ભગવાનને એમાં નાનીકડી તુલસીનું બ્રાન્ચ હોય ને
Stick, yeah.
હા ઈ નાખી દેવાની એમાં સો ઓલું આપણે ઓલું કોટનનું કરીએ ને
હા હા હા
એના ઉપર જ કોટનનું કરીએ એક આટલી લાઈક એક બે સેન્ટીમીટરનું ટ્વિગ નાખી દેવાનું એના કોટન હારે.
હા અને મારા હસબન્ડનું જ્યારે અહીંયા અમે ઓલું કર્યું ને ઘરે લઈ બોડીની પૂજા ને બધું કર્યું ને તો જેટલા હાજર હતા ભાઈ, મારું ફેમિલી બહુ મોટું છે, બધા એ લોકો બધાને મેં નાની નાની સ્ટીક તુલસીની આપી હતી. ઈચ એન્ડ એવરી પર્સન વેન દે ડીડ ધ all
Good.
and ફેરા ફરે ને
Brilliant.
ત્યારે એક ફેરા એ બધાએ એક સ્ટીક એના બોડી ઉપર રાખી હતી.
Brilliant, brilliant.
અને હજી પણ મેં મારા તુલસીજી માંથી આખી બેગ ભરીને સ્ટીક રાખી છે કે તમે
Wow.
મને હવે કીધું ને આરતીનું તો હવે whenever I do આરતી I use
You can do that as well.
yeah thanks anyway thanks.
Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. And also, also what happens is very beautiful fragrance because tulsi is very
Yeah,
fragrant.
pavitra.
Yeah, very pavitra. That's right. That's the right word. Very pure. So that is also something that comes from that naturally, So very good, very good. Thank you for that. Okay. If one makes the tulsi leaves into a paste and smears it on one's body and then worships Vishnu for one day, one would get the benefit of 100 ordinary worships and also the benefit of doing 100 godans, gifts of cows. So this is from the Padma Purana, chapter 24. We've never actually done this because we always offer tulsi to Lord Vishnu. So maybe what we can do is offer the tulsi to Vishnu and then make a paste of that and then smear it on our body. Okay. One day, according to the Brihad Ranyak Upanishad 226, the progeny of the following 7 sages, also known as Saptarishis, are declared to be Gotras. So these are the different Gotras: Gautam, Bharadvaj, Vishwamitra. So our Guru, his Gotra was that. We don't know our own Gotra, so we take the Gotra of our spiritual master. Vishwamitra, Jamdagni, Vashishta, Kashyapa, Sandilya. So those are the 7. Yeah. All right. Actually, what was I meant to? That's it. That's it. So it also helps to know the Gotra because the Gotra is the origins of mankind. And every temple you go to, every priest you talk to in Bharat, they'll ask you, what's your Gotra? So, all right. Any more questions? Any comments? Otherwise, we'll stop there. Okay. Thank you so much. Sanatan Dharma ki jai.